Okay, guys, in example number 2, it says, find the degree of the polynomial. Okay, that's a term that we need to talk about. Okay? Now, each term has a degree. Each term has a degree, and it is equal to the sum of the exponents of the variables in that term. So let's look at this first one. The first term is 5x cubed. Okay? What is the exponent of the variable that's in that term? Ben? Okay, so its degree is 3. But we have, this is a trinomial, we have 3 terms in this thing, so we need to look at each one. Let's look at the positive 8x. What's the exponent of the variable in that term? I'm sorry, the degree of that term. Donald? It's 1. Okay? And then the last term, it says minus 9. What's the exponent of the variable in that term? We don't even see the variable, but what is it, Tara?
0.
It's 0, right? This is x to the 0. All right? Now, what I want to do is compare the exponents of each of these terms. What's the highest exponent that shows up? In other words, what's the highest degree, Alfredo, that shows up in the terms? 3. So the degree of this polynomial is 3. It's the highest exponent. I'm sorry, I'm putting highest exponent in the polynomial. All right? Now the next one's a little more complex. Oh, one thing I should say before we move on and remind you of, to write a polynomial in standard form, the degrees of the terms need to be written in descending order. That means we go from left to right. Let me ask you something. Is this polynomial in the first one, is it written in standard form, Miles? It is, because it goes 3, 1, 0. Right? It goes down from left to right. Now let's look at the next polynomial. I got to tell you, you guys are learning stuff. Everyone except Chris and Curran. No, Chris looks like he is learning something now, but Curran looks like he's even more lost. Okay, guys, let's look at this polynomial. Okay, the first term is p. What is the degree of this term, Miles?
0, no, 1.
It is 1. We don't see it, but there it is. It's 1. All right. Now the next term I'm going to write below is negative p cubed q squared. What's the degree of that term? Gordy?
1.
No. Alexander?
3.
Not 3 either. Not 3 either. I mentioned it in passing earlier. I'm hoping that I will mention it again. But Ben? 5. It's the sum of the exponents of the variables. Okay? So the degree of that term is 5. All right? Now, what is the degree? Let's see. The last term, it says plus q to the 4th. What's the degree of that last term now, Donald? 4. So now let me ask the question. Is this polynomial written presently in standard form? Is it, Alexander? No, it's not. So we would write negative p cubed q squared and then plus q to the 4th plus p to the 1st. Okay? Because for it to be in standard form, we need to write the degrees in descending order. Now let me ask you something. What is the degree of this entire polynomial? Austin? 5. It's the highest degree of all the terms. Okay, so this is a degree 5 polynomial. All right, guys. Well done. Let's look at the next example.